We were coming down to the end of the Origin Immersion Camp, and just like the last video that just focused on the Wednesday, this one just focuses on Thursday because it was my last full day at the camp before I had to leave early Friday morning to catch my flight from Portland, Maine to Calgary, Alberta. There was a lot of things I had left that I wanted to do at the camp that I hadn't at that point. Much of it revolved around rolling with specific people that I hadn't got to train with yet, as well as later in the day I wanted to jam in some podcasts to get as much content as I could with some pretty cool people. Lucky for me, for that first task, it was quite easy to get the training in because there's up to 3 sessions a day that you can do it on 3 different mat spaces. One of the coolest mat spaces there that I haven't got any footage of until now was one that was set aside for the brown and black belts outside. There's something about training in fresh air outside that's just a totally different vibe. I really enjoyed all of the training we got to do there. After one of the sessions, I managed to get a little bit of an interview with one of the unsung heroes of the Origin story, the 3rd owner of Origin, named Dedeco. Now, Dedeco is Pete Roberts' jiu-jitsu instructor, but something that less people realize is he's one of the part owners of Origin.
All right, Dedeco, back at the Origin camp, how's it going for you so far?
It's going awesome. You know, I wait for that every single year. Last year, unfortunately, we didn't have it, but this year we are back. I don't even know how many people. I think 250, around between 250, 300. It's awesome. It's been awesome so far. You know, it's unbelievable. Yeah. It's unbelievable.
Well, some people don't know this, but you're actually one of the founding members of Origin. Do you want to talk about that a bit?
Yeah. So a lot of people don't know that. I'm a Pete and Jocko's partner. Actually, Pete and I, we started Origin like 10 years ago, almost 11 years, kind of between the line. Pete came down to my school, said he didn't like the way that the gis, you know, Pete was my student already, and one day he said, hey man, I don't like they make the gis, I don't like how the gis been made, I think I can do something better. And I told him, I say, hey man, if you're gonna do this, like I really wanna start a gi brand, and I kind of said it to him, I said, hey, if you're gonna do it, I always had the dream to have a brand too, I'm going with you. He's like, oh really? I don't believe it. I said, I'm telling you. Pete was like a purple belt when that conversation happened, and we just like pretty much we started building our friendship and our relationship, and he's, you know, and I said, yeah, I'm in. He's like, okay, I'll do it. And then, boom.
Nice.
The best thing I did. I'm so glad I did it, I'm telling you.
How many years had you been training up to that point? Give us a little bit of background for you. Okay?
Until now or before Origin?
Till now.
Until now. So I started Jiu-Jitsu around, I'll say between 13 years old, 14 years old. Back in Brazil, Rio de Janeiro with De La Riva. And I've been doing now, I'm 47, so I'll say 33, 34 years on the making. I love it, you know, it's never stop it. I'm so passionate about it and crazy about it. I love teaching, I love grappling every day. I'll tell you, that's I think how it's always my therapy. It's my jiu-jitsu, it is my therapy. So that's what it is, 30, 40 years later here, love it.
What would you give for advice to people that are older that are wanting to start?
Just started. Just started. You know, jiu-jitsu is a sport that anybody can do it. Anybody. Just put it this way, the oldest student that I have, he's 80 years old. He's one of my black belts. He grapples. Of course, he has some limitations, and he grapples with his limitations. But the most important, he has great training partners that I know how to work with him. So. I'll say it's not really age limit in jiu-jitsu. The only limit is on your head. You just have to start and make sure you find a school that you feel comfortable. That's the most important. A place that you feel comfortable, you feel home, you feel that they're gonna take a good care of you, and man, enjoy the ride because it's an unbelievable journey. Be patient with yourself. your body's gonna hurt. It's normal, but I believe it's hurting anyway. So it's gonna hurt you doing something good for you.
There you go. Well, I want to thank you for coming out. I know you come out for yourself, but it's a pleasure for us to be able to draw from that much experience when we get here.
Oh, Drew, thank you so much. It was such an honor to meet you too. You know, congratulations for everything that you've been doing to help Jiu-Jitsu grow. We need more people like you, and I hope you keep it growing. I'm honored to meet you. Thank you very much, sir.
Awesome.
Besides that, he's a phenomenal jiu-jitsu instructor and practitioner, and I got the chance to get this interview with him, as well as later in the day get a roll with him because I hadn't trained with him yet, and I really wanted to before I left. After I'd gotten that interview with Dedeco, I noticed that just off to the side, people were sort of free training. Dean Lister was just sitting there watching. I figured I'd take this opportunity to see if I could get a short interview out of him, which he graciously obliged me.
How are things for you over the COVID, over lockdowns? How'd that work out for you guys? You're in victory, right?
Yeah. It was a big inconvenience. We made it through, and people are now. It's ironic. I know some people get really tense and sensitive about the subject, but bottom line, if you're in shape and you're active, you're healthier, you're more likely to survive COVID. I guess some people don't see that for some reason, but anyway, so yeah, we're back to training and it's good, getting back in shape. And I think people are starting to value their freedom now. They come out, there's people that have been locked up, let's say, not going outside, and they've been really itching, maybe making promises, things they want to do with their lives, and now they have the chance. And I'm seeing a resurgence. Like some people are just they're really training hard and really dedicated right now. I think so maybe it's a benefit. It's a good thing.
What would be, last question, what would be the one thing that you would tell people who started jiu-jitsu, got locked down, and are worried about coming back?
Oh, worried about coming back? Yeah, there's always some people. My goodness, I don't know. That's a personal decision. There's always some way to get a flu or something. You try to be careful who you train with. If people are sick, they should stay home. Yeah, but in jiu-jitsu, you have to get close enough to train with people. I mean, I'm not even going to criticize anyone's personal feelings about it, but if I had to live my life like that, it would almost be hell, Just my opinion. Like, if I'm so afraid of dying all the time, I don't know how you can live. Just in fear all the time. So I'm not talking about being foolish or crazy or without responsibility. I'm just saying, I think it's really important to get out and do things, and you'll see that people who are healthy, training hard, they're out maybe getting some vitamin D. They're actually surviving pretty well. They're better off. So I don't know. I think being active is really, it's a healthy thing to be active. That's my opinion.
Awesome. All right, thank you.
One of the unexpected cameos that happened during the outside training session was Travis Mills came by. And I cannot overstate how funny this guy is. He's just a real character, and he came out and put a little jiu-jitsu clinic on Pete Roberts during the middle of the instructional session.
Go back, we detach his retinas, head drops, and then if he has an arm, then if he has a good arm, you do a arm drag.
Yeah.
Boom.
Good arm.
One step to the back.
Yeah. Good
All
arm's
right?
key. Good arm's key.
We're gonna get a grip here, all right, and boom, you're gonna sit him down, just like this.
If you can.
If you can.
If you can. Because I'm wiry.
That's wiry. Again, this is the arm you want to watch out for here.
Yeah.
All right. So we're gonna go hook over the top, grab, the pin comes out.
And then I'm like,
Throw the pin.
yeah.
Okay. Now we detach this whole thing. All right. If you can hold it, one, wham, right to the face.
There it is.
All right. Now we're gonna take this side and we're gonna pull it back and we're gonna stretch him like a banana split.
I will be honest with you guys, I'm very flexible with no hamstrings.
You've got to be careful that you don't get injured, because if he ends up like this, now he's mobile, and he'll
If this happens.
stomp.
This happens right here.
Yeah, if this
And then
you don't want to get to this
You
point
know,
right
at this
here.
point in your life. And then real quick, here, see that gray button on the arm? Push that down real quick.
Which one?
That one. Back
Right
one,
here.
yeah, push
Boom.
that.
Oh yeah, detach.
Then I'm like, I'm handicapped. And then I'm like,
No,
you-
now you- What's up? What's good, homie? What's good? What's up? Sorry. Bro, you got a grapple. Yeah. It's over! It's over, son! Where you at, bro? That was good, bro. Hold on, see if you get a choke. I can't. I can do this right here, but then you're going to move on me. But more importantly, yeah, bro, I move on you and try to get a half guard. There ain't no half guard. Right there. Done, bro. We got these liners on. I can't just stand up on them like this. Like, what's up, dude? What's up? Sorry, guys. I'm interrupting your guys' class. Try to get on one here real quick. I don't know if I could. I mean, you probably can't do that, couldn't you? Nope. Yeah, no, you're doing great. Oh, there's no reason you can't grapple. No, I can't. I could put back together now. He's the only one that was put back together. Dedeco's going to do the, he's going to try to get a prayer program going for Travis. Hey, Dedeco! Shit, no, I messed up. I messed up. I know this one. You don't want that. I don't want it. That was fucking awesome. Oh, shit, bro. I'm sorry, guys. You can move fast as shit, dude. Hell yeah. Yeah, I hide in corners and I go, rah! Check this out. If I'm just like, no big deal. Like nightmare. Yeah, you guys didn't know. You see me smiling all the time, and I'm kind of fat, so it's like, look at the fat kid. Can't take your athleticism away, bro. No way. Cookies, I'm fucking tired. Anyway, I got an impromptu trip to Moosehead I gotta go to. So I'm gonna go up with you next time. Yeah. Next time you gotta go up. Hey, give a hand for Travis Mills. Thank you, Travis.
Starting the afternoon gi session off, I got some rolls in with Mac Lethal, who I'd trained with quite a bit during this week. But I'd never gotten any of it on tape, and so I decided to ask him this time, since it was going to be our last roll, if I could get some of it, for at least for the B-roll for the vlog. Not only was he okay with me taping it, but he actually requested that I put the whole thing on the vlog, unedited. Some people, especially celebrities, when it comes to showing their jiu-jitsu publicly, they're very secretive about it. But Mac was totally cool about it, and it just goes to show how real he is when it comes to jiu-jitsu. He really loves the art and doesn't care at all what people think about him. He's definitely earned his rank. He's as purple belt as any purple belt out there. And I had just a ton of fun training with him over the week. So here, with his permission, is a fully unedited roll with me and Mac Lethal. I also managed to get my roll with Dedeco. He had just finished teaching this really cool paper cutter choke setup from side control that he likes to use. And like a typical high-level instructor, when we were rolling, he actually managed to set it up on me without me even realizing it. And when he was about 90% into it, that's when it sort of clicked in, oh, this is the thing you just showed us. I kind of had to laugh as he went to go to apply it on me. He's so smooth. When you look at somebody who's a larger guy, you might think that, well, I'm going to get crushed with pressure, and I'm sure he could if he wanted to, but being a really well-versed technician, he's just very smooth and playful in the way that we rolled back and forth, but nothing that he did was accidental, and every grip mattered. And it's those types of extremely precise training sessions that I really love. I really gravitate to them. So I felt very lucky to be able to get that roll. I also ended up rolling with Alexi. I didn't get that one on tape, as well as a certain purple belt that you may know by name. Not from the jiu-jitsu side though. He's more well known for his podcast and his squirrel suit jumping, which is Navy SEAL Andy Stump. I would actually get a roll out of him near the end of the training session as one of those people I just kind of wanted to train with. But I would learn later that he actually trains not too far from where I lived in Alberta. He was just across the border on the south in Kalispell, Montana. Just like JP, it seems that these Navy SEAL guys really have a knack for rolling, and he was one of my most challenging rolls of the week, to be perfectly honest. Very technical, very strong, was very careful about all of his choices and grips, and I really enjoyed that one as well. And it's going to be one of those ones where once I finally get across the border, I want to get to Kalispell and train with him again because it was so enjoyable. In between the second and third training session of the day, I made sure to jam in the podcast that I needed to get. And there were 3 different ones, one with JP Dinnell, one with Mac Lethal, and one with the owner, Pete Roberts himself. All of those are publicly available on Spotify and Apple Music, as well as for download. But I managed to get a little bit of an interview before all of them, just for the vlog for you guys.
So Mac, we're here at the end of camp. How's it the end of camp already?
I don't know, man. These things always fly by. And I actually did a different podcast last time at the end of camp, and it was like almost the exact same, this kind of sad, just like, how did that end already? But there's still a couple days left for you guys. I'm leaving tomorrow, but
yeah, you got a busy schedule here.
Yes. I don't know, there's always a lot of things going on. So I wish I could have stayed, but I have to go do a show. So
well, I'm glad
at least I got to come. Yeah, at least I got to come.
Got some training,
yes.
Right?
Yeah. I was looking at it. It was kind of the one day. If it was one day shorter, I probably would not have come. But I got 4 days. I think that's about 4 days. And there's 3 training sessions a day, though I am a little bummed. I forgot about yesterday where there's a day off in the middle. So I got some good training in. I feel good. I feel like I could do a couple more days and then be really happy, but whatever.
Yeah. Well, this is something that might be surprising to your fans, is how into jiu-jitsu you are.
Oh,
like
yeah.
some people that are in the public eye do jiu-jitsu, but you do jiu-jitsu.
I do jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
I know the people you're talking about. I won't say any names, but there are people that do jiu-jitsu. I do jiu-jitsu. I live it. I love it. I will roll with anybody. I will get put in really painful submissions and try to fight out of them. And I'm not like an idiot. I'm just saying I don't look at this as something I need to take care of. It's all inside, and jiu-jitsu, as you know, this is all about fixing you inside. So, yeah.
All right, well, we got a podcast to run here, so guys, if you're watching the vlog and you haven't heard the podcast yet, you're probably going to have to go back to hear it. A little cross-pollination.
Smart.
But this is how it works, content on content. We're going to get this podcast running. There was a killer commercial that you ran for Origin that hopefully is out by the time this comes out.
Definitely. That was a cool deal. Rebecca Rouse is her name. She's a, what would you describe her as? A fitness? She's not a fitness girl. I feel like that's disrespectful.
Well, she said she was a gymnast back in the day,
Yeah.
but she's built like a brick house.
Yes. And she makes Instagram videos where she does like elongated handstands and pushes herself, and she's just a really nice person. And I was like, yo, like what if you did a handstand? I had originally asked her to do it for 2 minutes, which I'm glad we cut it down to 50 seconds because she was done after, like, as you saw. So I was like, yo, let's do a commercial where I rap and you do a long handstand. And then she was like, let's do it. So then we kind of came up with it. We got Jocko in it. We got JP in it. Yeah, it was great.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, if it's done, I'm going to cut it in right now.
Hopefully it's done. Hopefully that wasn't an awkward...
All right, let's get podcasting. Woo. JP, we're about to record a podcast. What do you think of that?
I'm a little nervous.
little
I'm just
nervous?
kidding. I'm excited, man. This is awesome.
What's that in front of you there? What
Oh,
do you got there?
just a little sour apple sniper, discipline go drink.
That I don't know if you realize this, but that was the first flavor of Go that I ever tried.
I dig it.
Yeah.
Well, they gave you the best one first, so you know.
They set a high standard, and to be honest, it's still in my top 3 in no particular order.
So I'll always reach for one of those.
They're good. Obviously, I really enjoy the flavor, but I mean, every flavor is really good.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's definitely my top flavor. I would say Afterburner Orange is
Yeah,
like...
that's in my top 3. That one, the whoop-ass watermelon right now for me.
Yeah, the whoop-ass watermelon is good. I like the mango for Echo. That Dak Savage, when it's ice cold,
Yeah.
it is.
It's got a
really
bite,
good.
right?
Yeah, and you know, it's Dakota Meyer drink,
Yeah.
you know, so it's kind of hard not to just want to drink one. But they're all good. They're great drinks.
Man, we're at a jiu-jitsu camp right now, and I know that some people know you through jiu-jitsu, but most people know you through your military service. But do you want to talk just a little bit about jiu-jitsu for the people that don't know about your military service?
Yeah, it's funny that you said that because, like, I was talking with somebody recently about that. Is if someone knows who I am, which not a lot of people do, but if they do, it's because they listen to Jocko's podcast. I was on episode 46 and then 246. And then there's a couple other like bigger name podcasts like the MF CEO Project and Real AF. I've been on Andy's podcast before. So people will recognize me through that, start following me on social media. But I really don't think a lot of people know me because of jiu-jitsu. They just know I do jiu-jitsu because of Jocko and my partnership with Origin and Jocko Fuel. But now it's funny, like I'll go to jiu-jitsu tournaments to watch friends compete, or I competed once myself as a white belt and I was recognized there. It's just, to me, it's weird, but not weird in a bad way, but it's just, to me, it's a little bit different and unique. So yeah, I spent, 12 years in the Navy. I was in the SEAL teams. I deployed to Iraq twice, Afghanistan once, which was awesome. Great times, great memories. Some of the best and worst times on those deployments. But I only did 3 deployments. I have buddies that have 6, 7, 8, 9 combat deployments, and I got out at 12 years. I'm a quitter, right? I have buddies that did over 20 and retired, but I really enjoyed my time in the service. I love serving my country. Worked with some amazing people all across the world, and it's opened up a lot of doors and opportunities for me, and to be able to take what I learned in the military and apply it to the outside world, which is now the world we all live in. It's been really cool for me to be able to have that opportunity. So I'm super thankful for the opportunity I had to serve our country, but then also, the opportunity that I have every day. We're all given this second chance. Like I always look at it as like a second chance, because when I was in the military, I knew there was an inherent risk that I could be killed overseas, or even in training. Our training's pretty hardcore, and we guys get killed in our training. And obviously we've lost a good amount of guys, in the war of terror overseas in Iraq and Afghanistan. And it was something that you always kind of had in the back of your mind. You just knew it was part of the job. It was an inherent risk that we were okay with. And when I got out of the military, I realized it's like you kind of have like that second chance, because the likelihood of me being killed doing sales at a financial company when I got out were pretty low. And that's what I did when I got out. And
You're probably the most dangerous guy in the room most times.
I don't know about that, but it was just for me, I just looked at it as like this second opportunity to, that I wasn't going to have that risk anymore. Now, of course, you have law enforcement and firefighters, and they're putting their lives on the line every single day. So I've just been thankful for the opportunities that I have, and I try to make the most of it.
Right on. Well, guys, we're about to run a podcast. If you want the whole story, and you do, check out the Because Jiu-Jitsu podcast with, I think it'll be episode 29 with JP Dinnell.
See y'all there.
We are here with Pete Roberts, the founder, CEO of Origin USA, here in the USA in Maine. How's it going? How's the week been?
Oh man, seamless. It's been beautiful after 2 years of basically trying to get back to camp and into some type of normalcy, to have everybody here. We must have close to every state represented, and of course we've got Canada. We have Alaska here.
Yeah.
So it's phenomenal to be back.
Yeah. I was talking to your wife about the lead up for this. It's like 5 months of preparation, eh?
Yeah, it's a lot of prep, getting like sizing from people. We make gis like every year for week-long campers. We've got to weave the fabric, we've got to make the gi, and it's usually a custom gi. So we're talking about it all year round. We've got to make sure we have the registrations, of course, to meet the specs for the camp. We've got to have enough people. Got to make sure we have the experts online too, the folks coming to teach. And it's all hands on deck. I mean, it's packing up truckload after truckload, box truck after box truck of mats and all of our products from the warehouse, and getting everything here and unloaded and set up. So
it's pretty crazy. For those of you who have been following the Origin Camp this year, I'm just going to rifle off some names. If you guys aren't here for this the next time, it's your own damn fault. But we have people like Ricardo Laborio, we've got Andre, we've got Dedeco, we've got Master Ken showed up and showed us all some real martial arts. That was a surprise. Dean Lister. Jocko,
Echo.
of course.
Alexei.
Echo, JP.
Yeah.
JP Dinnell. It's, guys, I don't know what else I have to do to sell this. You're missing out if you don't show up for 2022.
Get on it.
All right, we're about to blast off a podcast, so you got to cross-pollinate to catch up. This is where the good stuff's going to happen. Peace.
I'll put some links down in the description to make sure if you want to check out the full interview, and I suggest you do for each of them. They're about 45 minutes to an hour each, and really get into some pretty cool topics. Since this was my last day at camp, I decided if I was going to get an interview with Jocko, this was my time to do it. But at this camp specifically, he's kind of the celebrity, and everybody wants to get some time out of him for a picture or a question or whatever. And I didn't really want to be that guy, but he's kind of just a regular dude too. And so he saw that I was hanging around with my camera on the side of the mat while he was talking to some people, and after he was done talking to them, he came over to me and asked if I wanted to get some footage with him. And there really isn't a better way to finish these vlog episodes on the Origin Immersion Camp than having an interview with Jocko. And of all the things that I wanted to talk to him about, I decided to really hit the one that defines the camp, the trip, and the country. And that was to get Jocko's own words when it came to the most important part of the US experience, and that is freedom.
Jocko at the Origin Immersion Camp. I have one question for you, and it's one that I know that you know a lot about very deeply, and that is, what is freedom to you? Is it something that can be traded? Is it something that should be protected? Is it something that should be... There's a lot of people that don't seem to know the worth.
When you say there's some people that don't know the worth of freedom, it's probably people that have had the luxury of being surrounded by freedom their whole lives, and always having freedom to do what they want, and never had their freedom taken away from them, and never seen the price that gets paid for freedom. So I think from that perspective, maybe somebody could lose the understanding of what freedom means. But you know, if you understand what it means to lose your individual freedom as a human being, what it means to be under someone else's control, what it means to have your fate controlled by other people, that's the most horrible thing in the world. And freedom is the most important thing in the world. The ability and the control that we have as human beings over our own destiny to make our own decisions. And we're going to make good decisions, we make bad decisions. But you as a human being, as we say in America, have the unalienable right that you should have those freedoms. Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness.
As the final day for me closed, I got ready to leave super early in the morning. I had to get up just after 4 a.m. to catch a 6:30 flight from an airport that was about an hour and a half away. But little would I know that this was far from the end of my US experience on this trip, and that there were some very unexpected surprises waiting for me at the airport. But you'll have to catch that on the next episode.